Alright, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, for our first one-shot campaign. Your players tonight will be DantheEnigma playing Zhao, the human monk. FoxytheKid playing Sora, the Dragonborn rogue. Meowth900 playing Yardrith, the Dragonborn fighter. I am 3D Homer playing Flameo Hotmann, the Tiefling wizard. And of course, the lovely DM Tony Pomposelli, making sure they all work together. So give it up for your people here, and Tony, take it from here.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you guys so much, everybody, for waiting while we got through our technical issues and difficulties. We hope that what we've got today for you is going to be an awesome campaign. There's been a lot of hours, a lot of work put into it on all sides, for Paul on the production side of things, for myself on the creation of it, and for our players for sitting through a multi-hour workshop learning how to build their characters and go through the basic mechanics of D&D. So this is for most of our players. This is their first time playing D&D, so we created the one-shots as an idea to get people interested in the game. And in fact, this isn't the first one that we're doing. If you guys stick around to the end of this one, you guys will be getting a teaser trailer, as it were, for the second one-shot that we'll be doing next month. But that's not what we're here for today. We are here today for the very first one-shot in this series, and it is called We're Not Soldiers. So, here is your pre-setup for this campaign, in case nobody here is indeed familiar with it. Soldiers. Usually considered the pawns of the battlefield, these valiant souls give life and limb for country. But that's not what you are. You're mercenaries, purchased for the highest dollar to execute a plan and come back alive. And somehow, you've managed to put that second one in grave jeopardy. As hired blades from Clan Varsarius, you've been recruited by the Kingdom of Parthenon. They've been at war for 7 months with the Laurasian Republic, and the battle threatens to encroach on the homesteads of their people. Your mission was very simple. Sabotage their trebuchets, poison their supply points, and slay their commanding officer. You managed to do the first two actually pretty well. You took down a decent amount of soldiers in the process and allowed the Parthenians to make a small push in and start routing the offenses back. As for killing Field Marshal Godric Dern, well, that's where you fell short, because your intel didn't include anything about the extra guards watching his quarters. The four of you are caught in the hubbub, and now you've been jailed in the dungeon of Castle Vonegros, a stronghold in the heart of Laurasi. Your orders still hold to slay General Field Marshal Dern, but you also have a new self-imposed challenge. Your goal is to escape from behind enemy lines and make it back home safely. So, as we join in on our players, the four of you, you are sitting in the dungeon of Castle Vonegros. You have been here for about 2 days. You've been fed just enough food to basically consider what you have, humane. But otherwise, all of your gear outside of your armor has been confiscated by the guards. So all you have at this time is your armor. You've been captured by them. The guards have been keeping hourly patrols of the area and have been consistently checking the area to ensure that no funny business goes on. You know that your gear's been confiscated and taken to a supply room. You heard it's not far away from you, as they did leave the doors open when they did it, but you're not sure exactly how far. You know the guard that's been assigned to this room carries keys. Perhaps to your cells, but to what else you're not entirely certain. It has been 55 minutes since the last patroller came into the room. So the next guard should be coming, logically, in the next 5 minutes. Guys, you're in the dungeon, and a guard is coming in 5 minutes. What do you do?
Oh, well, this is a fine mess we're in. Well, anyone got any bright ideas?
Steal the keys.
From inside the cells? Come on, man.
I don't know. We do have, are body parts.
What are these
Because-
cells made of anyway? Is it just like stone walls?
From what you can tell, like the bounds are made of stone walls for the most part, and there's a small iron door that opens. That there is one position to each cell. I am pinging the doors on your cells as of now. You're not exactly sure how tough it is, but potential to break it open may exist, but you're not entirely sure.
I could set my bed on fire.
Ha.
Technically, I can do that too.
And the guard will have to come in and put it out or something. But my bed will be on fire. That's the important.
Thinking. How are we gonna get out of this?
Would it be possible for Yardrith to freeze the lock on her door
Oh,
and shatter it?
that is a potential. However, it will have to, obviously they would have to make that roll to see. But it is a possibility to freeze the lock and potentially break it open.
Can I make an athletics check to break the door open myself?
You, for that one, those would be a straight strength check.
Oh, okay.
So for breaking down objects, that's a straight strength check. And yeah, so for you, that's going to be a 1d20 plus 4.
Okay, what do I need to succeed?
That is not something that the DM gives out unless you succeed or you fail.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's not a number that I throw at you.
So I roll 1d20 plus 4?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to break the door down.
Okay, go ahead and roll that check for me. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not enough.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not enough. So you heft your weight into the door, and the door doesn't really even give an inch, hardly.
Damn. That's a tough door. I can just keep going until the guard gets here, can't I?
What would Yardrith need to roll, or what skills would she need to roll to?
For her to attempt to break based on what she wants to attempt to do, Yardrith would need to roll her Dragon Breath ability, because her element for that is cold. So she could use it. Is that enough? So the lock freezes. If you want to, you can attempt to check down the door yourself as well. It's a potentiality that at the very least it could have made it easier to break. It may not necessarily have broken it, but it might have made it easier. But you're not entirely sure. For that check, you would need to roll for me a strength check, so that'd be a 1d20 plus 5. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not, but your door gives, like, not enough to break it, but you do hear something kind of crack a little bit.
I think you should do it again.
Can I do the same? Can Dan do the same with his door?
You may if you wish. The guard will be in the area within 3 minutes at this time.
All right, we gotta hurry up.
I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at the door lock.
Oh, okay. So Dan slams into it so violently that the door actually crashes down off of the hinges.
Nice.
And I'm out of my cell now.
You are considered out of your cell, and all of a sudden the doors burst open, and the guard's like, "What? What's the meaning of this?" And he immediately starts making his way towards you.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna cast Magic Missile on my door lock.
So is that his max movement?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm in combat. Well, first I'm gonna need some backup. So
Go for Yardrith.
Yeah, she's right there.
Okay.
Weekend.
Okay, hang on, one at a time here, because he casts Magic Missile on the door. The magic missile actually cracks the lock, and
Nice.
Yardrith checks the door, and it falls out as well. So she's out as well. But again,
Sweet.
remember, you guys have no weapons right now.
That's fine. For me, at least. All right. So it's movement, and then I can do an attack on him?
Correct.
Okay. I can move diagonals, right?
Correct. You may move a diagonal. Yes. And we're going to treat it, we're kind of just going to run it clockwise in this instance, so from up. So because he's going after Dan first, it's going to go up to Dan, then it'll go to Yardrith, to Sora, to Flameo, and so on and so forth as much as we need to.
All right.
Okay.
So
Oh, wait,
Dan's
what about
going to start us off.
What about initiative rolls and all that?
We're just going to treat it like this for this, because this isn't really a hard fight encounter, so to speak.
Okay. I move up to the guard diagonal, to the top left, and then I attack him with Awaken the Slumbering Hurt.
Okay. You hit and you knock him out cold.
Nice.
So he is on the ground.
All right. So that's my turn, I think?
That is your turn. So at this point, like, guards out. I would like for you guys to do a perception check, though.
Okay.
So
Perception.
for everybody's perception checks as they need to.
Oh.
Dan, yours is a 1d20 on 2. Flameo, yours is also 1d20 on 2. Sora, yours is a 1d20 on 3. And Yardrith is a 1d20 on 2. Okay. Okay, so I see Flameo's, I see Dan's roll, so I need Sora and Yardrith's. Remember, slash before the R.
Yeah, /R, guys. Not R /.
It's okay. I make the mistake too. It happens. So I see a 6, I see an 18, I see a 12, and I need a Sora roll. Okay. Dan, you can't tell if anybody else is coming. For the most part, it seems as though he was the only one down here.
Okay.
So because the doors were burst open when your little guard friend ran through the door, so you have a pretty clear view into the next room. You don't see anybody in there.
Okay. I think
So
we're
he's
clear,
the
guys.
only one here. And you're out, Yardrith is out, Sora is not. Flameo can walk out, though.
Okay, so Flameo's clear. Sora is not, though.
Sora is the only one that is not. The guard is completely out cold. What do you do?
I search his pockets and see if he has any keys on them.
You find a ring of keys. There are approximately 8 of them.
I do not know which one is which, though. Okay.
You're not able to tell,
All right.
but there seem to be 2 sectioned off from the other 6, if that makes any sense. Like there's divisions on the keys where there's 6 of them on like one side of the ring, and then 2 on the other.
Okay, I got it now. I'll take the keys.
All right, you have 1 ring of keys in your possession now.
Okay. So I can just move around freely right now?
You may, because you guys are in a non-combat situation.
All right. I'm going to move. Can I move up to a cell like this? Can you see the ruler right now?
Yes, you may move there.
All right, I have the keys.
Non-combat, I was about to say, non-combat I'm fine with here, with that, so.
All right. I've tried to find the key to open Sora's cell out of the 6 in one
Out of
section.
6? Okay.
So I'm fairly certain that's what it's 2, right? 6 sections, 6 cells. I figure that makes sense.
So you go through each of the individual keys, and none of them actually work.
Of course they don't. All
You
right.
still have the other 2 keys, though.
All right. I try the other 2 then.
The first one doesn't fit into the lock, but the second one does.
Okay, so his cell's unlocked?
Yes, so Sora's cell is unlocked. He may now escape.
All right, Sora. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, so everybody is free with a wide open door here. And this is the prison that you guys are in. What do you choose to do?
Flameo, let's go.
Let's take the guard and hide him in a cell.
Ooh. I like that idea.
So, based on your cells that you have, this one's probably not the best one because the lock was broken by an arcane force. This one, the door is completely off the hinges. And this one has been damaged by ice. So, take your pick on the other ones.
Yeah, let's just throw him in my cell because the bed is close up against a wall. And when the doors fling open, you won't be able to see inside that cell as quick as the others.
I was going to say, like, throw him in the middle cell. Or throw him in one of the middle cells on the opposite, like, away from the door. Like, say... Oh, crap. Where is it? Where's that ping? Like...
Hold left click.
Oh, like, right there, I was thinking.
You should also clear
Because...
clear the door off the floor over here and get the doors so they look as normal as possible.
Yes, and
So when it comes to the doors, the only ones that are in really bad shape, yours is okay, Flameo. The lock is just shattered on it.
Yeah.
Meowth's is kind of beat up, but you could probably fiddle with it to make it stay. Dan's is completely just like blown off the hinges, though.
Yeah. Just
so his
throw
is
the door
really
into
the
room. Hope they don't look back here for too long.
And also, Yardrith posted, you sure can't eat him. Eating him would take several hours.
Yeah, that would take way too long.
And as far as you know, ever since you've knocked the guard out, about 2 to 3 minutes have elapsed. So as you guys know in your head, you guys have about an hour before more guards show up down here.
Just
wait a minute.
We should probably like lock him in case he wakes up.
I'm putting the door inside my inside the cell so it's out of view.
Okay. So that's probably a better idea in that instance. But so which one are you going to move the knocked out guard to?
Now, did we determine if the walls were bars or if they're actual walls?
They are stone.
Then I think we should move him into my room per se, because of the lack of like view that would be the last room you would check, because they would most likely notice that the door is damaged down here, so they would come up here. They wouldn't notice anything happening in here because the door is perfectly fine. Well, down here it's kind of a wreck.
Yeah.
So they would notice stuff in here.
Yeah, Yardrith, help me move this stiff in there, in the top left.
All right, so you guys are moving into the top left then?
Yep.
Okay. So the door is still open, so you're just going to go ahead and heave him in. Are you going to heave him on the floor, or are you going to be nice and leave him on the bed? What are you going to do?
Let's throw him underneath the bed.
Underneath it?
Underneath the bed, okay. So he's rolled underneath the bed, even though it's kind of hard to show underneath in terms of like how this works, but he's underneath the bed. He's still knocked out. Yardrith, you cannot freeze him because you've already used your encounter breath, and it takes a few minutes for it to recharge.
Okay, lock the door.
Yeah. Okay. So your guard friend is in here. You've all made it out, and you know.
Wait. Hold up. I'm gonna lock the cell because I still have the keys on me.
Okay. The cell is now locked as well.
Good luck with that one, douchebags.
All right.
Did we ever?
You're all out of your cells. You've got about 1 hour before more guards are set to reach the patrol of this area. So keep that in mind as you move forward.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's get moving.
Okay.
Let's blow this popsicle stand.
We need to get to that supply room.
You leave the dungeon, and you walk into a room where it does not appear as though there are any guards or anything of the sort, but there are 6 other rooms in here.
Well, if I were to be a gambling man, I would say that these 6 keys might go to these 6 doors, but I can't be sure.
It is a potentiality, but you've now made it out of your confines into a room. One of these, you would imagine, could potentially lead to your gear, but you're not entirely sure. One of these could potentially lead into a Viper's Pit of Lorashian soldiers. So, wherever you go, think carefully. Choice is yours. Which door do you go to first?
Okay, well, does anyone have a high streetwise value? Because we'd have to think about it as the door with the guards in it will be the most, like, tempered or used up, like, kind of beat up, while a supply closet might not be as beat up.
Streetwise check may not be the most appropriate for that, but perception would be pretty appropriate.
Alright. Let's go. Alright, let's actually think about this. Alright, perception check then?
Yes.
Yeah, let's like go up to a door and listen and hear if we can hear anyone on the other side.
Alright. Let's go to the left one first, the one that's closest to me.
Okay, so you're heading to this one here?
Yep.
Okay. And just keep in mind, guys, the movement of 1 square at a time really only applies in combat. Out of combat, you can just waltz on over there.
Okay. So perception check. Oh, what are you doing? Wait.
I'm moving away from a door in case we get ambushed.
Wow. I'm gonna, yeah.
Give us some
I'll be over
strategy.
here. Can I, like, do my perception check from here? Like,
You
at the
can,
bottom
yes.
corner here?
Okay, so
Okay.
Yardrith is a 6. Flameo has an 18.
Wow. That critical
and
failure, though.
A crit fail. So this is kind of an interesting one, because Flameo gets the sense that the room is clear. Dan, you're not entirely sure either, though. That's... You feel like you've heard someone, but you don't know.
I got no idea.
Well, it seems clear to me, from what I can tell.
Alright, so Yardrith says she's going to go in and check it out. Does the party oppose this action? Does the
Nope,
party
I'm
go
good.
for it?
I'm good with her going first.
Yeah, we need a meat shield.
Dan,
Alright.
I would recommend getting out of the corner in case guards come out. You'd be
Yeah.
trapped.
I'll be right over here. At least then I've got some
Take
clearing
a couple
distance.
steps back.
Okay.
There.
I can
So-
just move with Crane's wing, so I can like pretty much jump away,
Sure. Okay, so Yardrith,
just
you
in case.
open the door, and as you do, you look into the room, and you see a staircase.
Okay.
Probably want to keep checking.
Let's close that door.
So
Yeah.
from what you gather, it appears as though the staircase kind of winds around 2 sides of the room and then upward. So it
So
would
it's a
appear as though it
s-
takes you out of this floor and up to the next one.
So
We might want to
have an
check the others.
escape. So
We might want to check the other doors out first, just in case, so we know where. So we kind of have a feeling of this door. All right.
Yeah,
so
you kind of have a feeling on this one here. So the question is, where do you guys wish to check next?
yeah, I say we should go clockwise.
All right.
Okay.
Want to go clockwise?
Yeah.
So you
All
guys
right.
wish to check this door next?
Yeah.
Perception
All right.
checks, if you guys want to. Not required.
Well, it never hurts. I don't think. Okay, really?
Wow.
Critical
Get
failure into a.
Get
What
all
the
those
fuck?
good rolls out of the way. Good
Okay.
rolls out of the way.
So with your perception, what are you doing, like, when you are making that check? Like, do you have your ear next to the door? Are you looking through a keyhole? Like,
I'm
ear to the
hearing.
door.
I'm listening. Honestly.
you're listening?
Yeah, I'm
You
using my ear to
hear-
door thing.
You hear a faint humming, actually.
A humming, like a man humming, or a woman, or whatever.
You're not entirely sure. It doesn't sound menacing, though. Like, it almost sounds comforting.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, let's try loading the. Keep cheap. looking, see if we can find some more that don't sound like they have people in them.
Okay. But you only hear one person humming. So.
Alright. Is this door locked at all?
You can use your key to get into it, if you can find the right key.
Alright. I'm gonna try and use my key on that then, on the ring of keys.
Okay.
I'll use...
You... Go ahead.
Alright, I use the 6 section key, I guess.
Okay.
Like
You fumble through the keys, but you eventually do find one that does open the door. It fits the lock.
Guys, you ready to go in?
You choose to proceed.
Before you open the door, put the key in and then stand to the side of the door. So when you're opening it, it's not like you're gonna get you can get ambushed. It will be open and it will just show the room.
Yeah. Am I on the side or am I considered in front of the door right now?
You are, based on your positioning, you are to the side of it.
Okay. Alright. Alright, are you guys ready to go? Alright, I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna check what's inside from the side.
Okay.
Do I need a stealth check to see, like, if I get in, like, without being noticed?
If you want a stealth check to do that, sure.
Okay. So it's 1d20 plus 9?
If that's your stealth roll, yes.
Yeah, it is. Hey!
Okay, you are inside the room. You're the only person inside the room as of right now, and you made it through undetected.
Okay.
Inside, you see a circle of what appear to be some sort of arcane symbols and a dwarven man sitting in the middle and chanting.
Back the fuck up! Back the fuck up!
Is that what you choose to do?
Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of there. Can I stealth out of that as well?
You may if you wish, but again, remember what's been said. This doesn't feel threatening.
Can we speak while he's in the room away from us?
Yes, but if he speaks, it may reveal his position.
Okay, so from what's been described, he's also locked up down here. Now, don't forget, we were in a kind of situation like this, except this person might become an ally by looking at the enchantments. He might be trapped down here because he's opposing the same person we're opposing.
That's a good point about those enchantments, but do you really know their true intent? An Arcana check would probably help you out in this respect.
Yeah.
All right. I can do the Arcana check.
I signal the Homer. I signal the Homer non-verbal. I'm trying to say I signal Homer to like get over here non-verbally, so that way we don't get noticed.
Okay. So you signal Flameo. So Flameo, you can actually you recognize the symbols in the arcane, and the symbols that rotate around his head make out the words "companions kind now, you and me."
It says companions kind now,
mean?
you and me.
Is that a trap?
Companions kind now. That's weird.
There has to be something more.
Alright, you know what? Alright, is everyone in here, or is it just me or is Homer in here, or is it just me?
I'm peeking in through the door.
As I interpreted it, Flameo was in the doorway, Dan is in the room, Yardrith and Sora are not.
Okay.
His
You know
vision
what?
might be...
I'd feel more comfortable if we had found our gear before we...
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the room.
Okay, so you back out of the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have this bad feeling, though, that like if he was a companion, he won't take kindly to me leaving his ass.
Okay, so you're back into the core room. You still have four more doors to check.
Okay. Let's check.
It's been about 10 minutes
since we
that
escaped.
you've been in here. So, yeah, since you've escaped. There's probably another guard coming down here to check the prison in about 50 minutes.
Alright.
So you choose to check this door here?
Yep.
Perception check, if you wish. A 7, okay.
Them rolls.
We're very perceptive.
Good,
Oh, yeah.
good to know that. Good to know that the dice are truly being random.
Yeah. Okay. Yardrith is going to check the other door. So, Yardrith, I would like a perception check from you. So, Flameo and Dan are at the one door. What is Sora doing?
Sora's in the middle to go and help in case one of them somehow gets in trouble.
Okay, Yardrith doesn't necessarily spot anything out of the ordinary. Dan doesn't either. Flameo doesn't either. Flameo and Dan, in your room, when you open it up, do you guys choose to open it up first of all?
No, I
what do you-
asked
what do you think?
Sora to can you come over and see if he can hear anything because, like, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, this
What I
seems
get.
It seems like a trap.
Okay, so you guys go in over there. Yardrith has gone into her room. Inside, she finds a room with cells. I'm actually going to cut so you can actually see this one. When Yardrith goes into a room, she finds